Morning, everyone. Today is back and triceps today. Looking for some new PRs on this session today, specifically on single-handed lat pull downs and maybe lat pull down. I got fairly heavy last week, so I'm excited for that. I feel really well rested. My sleep's been on point. It usually is a bit touch and go, but yeah. Anyways, what do you think of the stash? This is my Viltrumite look, by the way. Yeah. I will stop talking about Invincible at some point, but not quite yet. Whoa, just dropped my mic. Yeah, so we'll get in there, do a couple of exercises. I'll try and document a few for you guys, and then I'll see you after. So guys, in this session, we actually did get a couple of tricep volume PRs, which I'm actually really happy about. But this is a single arm lat pull down. So I've already done my lat pull down. This is important here. So I've already done the heavy lat pull down movement. And what I'm doing here is I'm isolating each side. This hammer strength underhand pull down is incredible. You can see there my lat just going up each time at the top and then squeezing. This is my first set, right? So it's not difficult. I'm just going through the motions. I think this set does 12, and then the next set I try and do 10, if that makes sense, when I go a bit heavier. But yeah, like I didn't put this in when I was cutting because it was just too much sort of junk volume, if you like. But I've got the energy now to do it. And I think, why not? Do you know what I mean? My back is already probably genetically one of my better muscle groups. So I don't try to neglect it, because I think, you know, if it's one of those things that sticks out on your physique, you know, make the most of it, expose it even further. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a wonderful day today. You can see the weather, just the sun coming through, and when it's summer in the gym, it just hits different, boys. Like, I shouldn't even be wearing tracksuit bottoms here. I can't lie, like it was actually boiling. So yeah, that's probably something I need to bear in mind next time. But yeah. And then, boys, we move on to a hammer strength pullover. Two exercises you need to build your lats, and it's these two. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of movement or what variation rather that you pick, as long as you have these two in. I would prefer a pin-loaded pullover, but that's just me being very, very pernickety. Like, this does the job absolutely fine. I just find that it's easier at the top and then harder at the bottom, whereas I'd rather have a consistent kind of resistance across the whole movement. But you can see here, as I said earlier, from maintaining, like this is one of the last exercises I'm doing. I've still got the energy to do it. I've still got the energy to push to failure. Do you know what I mean? And before, when you're cutting, you really don't. You've just got to be smart. But yeah, I'm really enjoying, you know, about an hour and 20, hour and a half session at the moment, which is more than enough time for me. Yes, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I thought I'd do a different outro today. I thought I'd talk a little bit about why I train 4 days a week. So I used to be a 6-day a week kind of guy, and that was when I had a lot of time. And actually, what I found was I was tired all the time. Like, I didn't give my body the right amount of time to rest and deal with muscle fatigue and things like that. I've been training 4 days a week for about 6 months now, probably a bit longer. And actually, a lot of it is driven by time. Obviously, like, I've got commitments outside of the gym that is just as important, if not more. But also, what I found training 4 days a week is I'm ready to go when I am training, if that makes sense. Like, I've had adequate rest. My muscles feel much more like they're firing, and I can put 100% effort into those sessions. Whereas before, training 6 days a week, I was probably just trying to get through it, if that makes sense. So what I found is, you know, like, I'm fully sending it in these sessions, and I'm actually still progressing, right? Because I'm giving my body enough time to rest. Now, actually, ideally, I'd like to train, rest, and do it like that. But again, I kind of compile it almost 3 out of the 4 days, you know, over the weekend, if you like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rest, Wednesday, all the way to Wednesday, which works still because I'm training alternate muscle groups over those days. So I'm never hitting the same muscle group twice. Or if I am, it's very minimal. But yeah, like, I suppose I just wanted to outro this and sort of say, you know, if you're training 6 days a week, or even, you know, training 7, because when you're new, you're addicted in a way. You're like, yeah, let's go again, because it's a good way to pass the time, good way to socially. But actually, it could be ruining your gains, you know. There's nothing wrong with training 5 days a week, you know, like, if you're a professional and, you know, that is part of your plan, that's what works for you, then fine, you know what I mean? You can still train different muscle groups over those 5 days. But if you're just lifting and if you're going to the gym, you know, give yourself that break, that time you need to rest and recover. Anyway, tomorrow we've got chest and biceps. Really good day. I'm really looking forward to pushing my chest as far as I can over this maintenance and then eventual bulk season. We got 117 last year on the bench for one. I'm looking to really push that forward and get closer to 130, if I'm being honest. And a lot of that is what I'm doing to support my bench. So we've put a lot of good accessories in throughout the week. I'm back benching 3 times a week to kind of support that. My back is doing well. Like, I don't need to train that muscle as much as my chest. That's still progressing. And just make most of this maintenance phase, which I'm actually really enjoying. Like, I'm really enjoying being properly fueled to the right amount, actually, not vastly over so I'm bloated or vastly under so I'm absolutely zapped of energy. But yeah, anyways, thanks for listening if you made it this far. Drop a comment, give me a like, subscribe if you want to stick around, that kind of thing. Really, really appreciate it as ever. Video coming tomorrow, and then a video probably coming next Wednesday. We have chosen the next gym review. That's coming next weekend. So if you're interested in that, drop a sub so you don't miss it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.